Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
You're a really dull class.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring.
Biden crime family.
Why? You're getting nervous, man.
How dare you?
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
You're wrong.
Puerto Rico.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LBT. I intend to resign as party leader. LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
As prime minister. The level of admiration I actually have for China.
Oh, son of a...
But he called her a third-rate politician. He said there are communists involved and you guys might like that.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Shut up, silly woman. America will never be a socialist country.
I'm in trouble.
America was founded on liberty and independence and not government coercion, domination, and control.
To collapse the liberal international order. He is the smartest man I know. You know the thing.
It's the Donald! Oh my God!
No, but I mean, it's not about, I know.
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Called the wrap-up smear.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
Please clap.
Well, wait, Jess, you're not doing it right. You're supposed to, there we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm just
Welcome.
that chat that you highlighted that spelled my name wrong. I was just frowning at that.
Jesse.
That's not how I spell it. It's not IE. It's just I. Jesus.
So you know, like in
E.
editing, it's smart. Like if you got like a YouTube video, you take like a gaming, you take like a few of your best moments and you put them at the beginning, so that way people know what they're gonna get. Well, you all know what we're going to get tonight already, thanks to Tess. She's going to be a little salty, a little passionate.
I'm going to be salty.
Already being a hostile witness. ABF, how are you doing? But hold on, Chess, hold on. ABF, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I got my Midnight Cherry C4. I think that this whole Epstein thing started happening because we were winning too much and we needed some losses.
So we could appreciate all of the illegals getting arrested. I agree. Hayden, are you happy about seeing the invaders rounded up and deported?
I am. That makes me very happy. But I don't like that we gave them the defense budget of like 30 different countries. That's kind of like, that's a lot of money.
I feel like a lot of that will go to border enforcement and a lot will just, money just drifts away. It's like different states of matter. Suddenly the money just turns into a gaseous form and flies away into a Democrat's pocket.
Where did that much money go? We don't know, but we need it again this year.
Stacey Abrams needs it for voting efforts. Jessica. Or should I call you Jess? If that's your real name.
It's my nickname, you silly goose egg.
You'll never believe this. Erwin's not my real name either. But Jess,
I know, but it fits you so well.
If that's your fake name, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. As you can see, I'm not in my... Well, people who know I'm not in my usual spot. I'm traveling. I'm visiting family. Don't mind me.
No one asked.
I'm just telling people because some people are like, "What?"
But none of them asked, Jeff.
What? I'm letting them know before they do, because somebody might.
Hey, at least she didn't pull a Mo and like screen capture her background and sound totally fucked off, and then like he has to reveal live on stream. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting in an Airbnb." Yesterday he was sitting in the same Airbnb exactly 1 year after he got wasted on stream and fell out of his chair. The
Same
exact
chair,
same
too.
Airbnb,
Same one.
exact
I
same
wanted
chair.
to make fun of him for falling out of his chair, though, Hayden. I wanted
I'm
to.
sorry. It was just the opportunity was there.
Fine. I'll settle for some homo emotes, okay? Absolute pleasure to have you all here, panel and chat alike. We have oh so much to get into. Scooby, do you got that link? Scoob needs a little bit of help these days. There might be a link where you could help her out if you are interested. Also, yes, obviously, before we get in, happy birthday, Jess.
It's not.
No, it's okay.
It's a
I
meme,
know.
okay? It's a
Oh,
meme.
I
It's a
don't.
meme.
Yeah, Miss
It's a
Modest.
fucking meme.
Miss so generous. She's spending her birthday here on this stream. So let's
Oh
get
yes,
into it.
aren't
I
you
appreciate.
so happy?
I appreciate her time. I'm not happy, actually, Jess.
No.
The whole first half of this is going to be me not being happy. And then, like, a couple memes, and then more unhappiness. But we're going to stay positive today, guys. Diddy verdict. James Comey's daughter on the case. Diddy verdict. Rapper found not guilty on RICO and trafficking charges, guilty on lesser counts, and all of the inmates around him started cheering like he was OJ. Anyone disappointed with the Diddy case?
Yep. I saw
Hayden,
this coming a
tell
mile
us.
away, though. Like, this was one of those things where somebody wrapped up with all those super high up people. The last one we're ever going to get was Harvey Weinstein. And he's even potentially going to get out. Like, it's all, none of it
Not a lot of accountability, which is why when everyone thought that Pam Bondi would snap her fingers and we'd arrest all the elites for being a bunch of satanic pedos, I was like, guys, I don't think that's gonna happen. And the fact that you expect that's a little, I'm not sure you totally understand the situation. Like Trump's going after like some low level stuff, like that's like some high level stuff. He's not gonna just jump up to that.
If you look,
he's starting to just deport some people, but that's.
If you look back on some of our past shows, I have been saying since the very beginning that likely nothing was going to come from this because I didn't trust Pam Bondi and that I didn't think that anybody was going to do anything. At this point, I think the FBI destroyed the evidence that could have been used.
Chris Ray.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a tab for that somewhere around here.
Either that or it was the evidence was poisoned by past administrations or past people to where you couldn't use anything that was legitimate because they inserted something into it.
Roger Stone is an expert on this. Destroyed by Christopher Ray. But still, allegedly, we have a lot. We did not get it. And coincidentally, everyone has decided that, plus some P. Diddy, Black Epstein, they were all going down. But we got James Comey's daughter on the case, who is the one who covers up for all of this stuff. So it's pretty obvious it wasn't going to happen. My thought was, with the Epstein stuff, it wasn't going to happen. And if it was going to happen, we needed to give them actual time to investigate it because they had an insane amount of work to do. And they also had to get through the 6 weeks to Sunday that the intelligence agencies have to get back at you. And I didn't think it was going to happen. And the fact that everyone thought he could snap his fingers and it would happen, I hope those people are kind of understanding the situation a little bit better. It's going to be a lot harder to change this than just Pam Bondi, girl boss, and a...
So I was one of the people saying, just fucking release it. But this was the reason that I was saying that, was because I saw this coming from a mile away, that it was going to be, we don't know what happened. It was like, you either give us everything that you have right now or we get nothing, period. And we got nothing.
Well, if we want actually something real, they got to do actual real investigations. And last week, I was actually wanting to bring this back up, that it was getting to be about time for you guys to go spurg out about Pam Bondi. And then this week, I was planning on finally talking about it, and then this happened. So 6 months. The 6 months was when I was wanting them to do something real. And then after the 6 months is when they needed to do something big. And big would be like an Epstein situation. So I was about to say, time to start lighting a fire under their asses. Because if we gave them a bit of time. But sadly, they weren't looking into this at all, it seems. There's the Kyle Seraphin, FBI whistleblower. He had talked about how they put those files up on the server to be investigated. But then the next update was, but no one seemed to be assigned to look at them and investigate them.
Yeah.
So it seemed like nothing was going to happen. And now that we've seen this, plus the Bongino and Patel like hostage video that they took where they look like deer in headlights, essentially. Yeah, guys, there are some higher powers at play here. And we were all told there was a mandate. Guys, this is going to be a whole lot harder.
The higher powers,
get anything.
the higher power you speak of is our own government. I really do think that whatever was going on with Epstein was like CIA or some 3-letter agency, and they were using it to blackmail foreign leaders and then started doing it to other people too.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. It's not just us. It is all international. And that's the thing is like the FBI is always covering the asses too. But then when it's like our allies and there's extra ass covering and it's full blown ass covered and it's already been all covered up. So even if they did their own little investigations into it, no one was going to get what they were wanted because it's already tainted.
There's a ton of people that did a bunch of heinous things, and a whole bunch of people got put in a room and said everything will fall apart if they get in trouble for it.
Correct. Hence the hostage video face. Jess, you got any thoughts on this?
Oh my God.
Yeah, let it out, girl.
Where to start. I just think people, they had such high expectations about, oh yeah, they're going to release everything. It's going to happen. It's like, no, do you realize that these motherfuckers in the government are so fucking corrupt? They're not going to let just this stuff get out just like that. Are you fucking kidding me? So you need to lower your expectations a bit. So if they're angry about this stuff, I mean, I get it, but just don't sit there and expect it's going to happen like right this second.
I know, and then everyone saw the binders, or everyone saw the JFK. Oh, they're releasing the
and that was retarded.
We're all gonna about to defeat the deep state, guys.
Fucking stupid. That influencer binder bullshit. Don't give. Oh God, that was so freaking.
That was a low point.
That was like the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
But at the same time, is everyone's retarded expectations and not understanding the situation that led them to spurg out so hard about the binders. I saw the binders and I knew immediately what was inside of them. It's partly our fault too for not realizing what was inside of them.
Well, it's everything that we already knew.
Yeah.
Which is obviously all they were going to release, especially in that time frame.
Like I said, that's why I went so hardcore on all of this early on, where I was like, just fucking release it now, because we will either get something now or we will get nothing. And then whenever we didn't get anything in those early days of saying, okay, we're going to release the Epstein files, I knew that nothing was going to happen for any of this. So I totally expected all of it.
Yeah, the Pokemon binder meme was the best thing that came out of it. Back laughing man.
So, like, in the future, when everyone's spurging out and then mad at me because I'm not spurging out, I just like throwing it out there. Maybe occasionally listen to me. I occasionally get it, and we let your emotions, your tribalism blind you.
How about this?
You end up wrong. And I don't like being wrong.
Or how about this?
Listen to me.
Get your asses off. Just stay off Twitter for a while. Go have a life. Like, don't sit there chronically online.
Are you telling my chat to touch grass?
Yes, I am.
How dare you? That's a hate crime.
How dare I say that? Oh my God. Oh,
No,
I told him to get sunlight.
She's letting out all of her anger from D-Day Cobra's chat on your chat right now.
Sorry.
Get him.
I was so pissed off at people because they're saying such nasty shit that I can't repeat because YouTube will probably get pissed, but yet they're saying it in chat, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna say anything to these fucking people. Anyway,
but
sorry.
I will also say that next time people are spurging out early on, like, keep in mind that it may be because that's the only chance that we're going to get anything.
Acting like retards actually lowers our chances.
No.
And this just fucking.
I disagree. Yeah. I disagree. I think if more people are calling for it to at least be shown, because we knew 90% of the people involved, even if there was hard evidence, they would not do any jail time, any prison time, but at least they would face public ostracization.
But
and I've said that.
You're saying they should do
times.
something that's impossible. You're saying that they should have released unicorns.
No, because they've done it with other files. They've completely opened them up and been like, okay, here you go, public. Here's some
Files like this.
No, this wasn't a file that they released. Because we're saying as soon as they get those files, they get in control. They go, okay, we're going to look at this, release it. And instead, we waited 6 months and we got nothing.
Hayden, all right. We keep going around in circles in this. I'm going to say this one time. When you can't just release the files when there wasn't an actual investigation, because you have to have the investigation first. And that's what people should have asked for, is the investigation, not for all evidence to be given to the public so that you can't even have an investigation anymore.
Here's your Epstein files.
Yeah.
Have fun.
What we were asking for was the wrong thing, and it was also never going to happen anyways.
We knew that the investigation was never going to fucking bring anything out because it never does. And that's why, yes, people were calling for something that was unorthodox. But it's like, okay, if you have this information, because you've already raided the homes, you've already done all of this, if you give any amount of that information to the public, at least then we know something. Instead, we wait for investigations and then nothing happened. Nothing existed.
I know, but to release an investigation, you got to do the investigation first. And then the investigations that had already been done was like Marie Comey or whatever her name is. The Epstein blackmail network is the most important story because it relates to all other stories, from the war in Shmushmain to Israel to the Bill Gates scamdemic. It involves them all. And I mean, Hook wants to say it's all Mossad or whatever. My argument is triple agent, Mossad, British, America.
We should stop saying Mossad and CIA and stuff, and we should just say Interpol.
It's all...
That's not a bad idea.
Like, honestly, because like if we tried to pin all of this on Interpol, it's way more accurate. It's way more accurate.
Interpol's an actual organization. Now, if we came up with a word that...
So is Mossad, the CIA, Interpol is them working together? Like,
I know, but Interpol's not trying to assassinate Trump, Hayden.
I know, but neither is Mossad or the CIA. So if we just stuck it on Interpol, like then... Hey, at least that's incriminating everybody at once.
I don't know, Hayden. Some people think a lot of things about that. What, Mossad or whatever the fuck? I don't know.
But then Robert Maxwell, he might have even been connected to Russia as well, which then also gets into JFK files, which is we got more out, and also no one cares.
Me saying that is, the CIA or Interpol or Mossad is behind it causes any normie to just check out. They stop listening to you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think. Whenever you say the
I agree that it's the CIA, but also it's like you're throwing like a conspiracy theory that people just aren't ready to understand.
But if you say Epstein, they're already not listening. So if you got them at Epstein, they'll listen to CIA and all that stuff.
Maybe you're right.
But if you start blaming Interpol for some fucking reason, well, no, it's
the only reason that I say
it's Western intelligence. Also, German intelligence often gets involved in this. When you're talking about like Oklahoma City bomb, and we're talking about some 9/11. We're talking about Ehud Barak or whatever. We're talking like Israeli assassinations and stuff. We're talking London 7/7.
They were involved
whatnot.
in all of it. Like the Germans knew about the Oklahoma City bombing.
It's the Western deep state.
Jesus.
It's the Five
Right.
Eyes.
But see, that's going up above what way too many people think, and that's why people try to pin it on Mossad, on the CIA, on like they try to pin it lower.
It's a lot easier
so if
to
you
just
bring
blame
it one level up and say Interpol, then you're blaming it on everybody, and at least they're closer to Five Eyes.
But it's not. Interpol is an actual
organization.
I know! You know that, right?
Yes! But I'm saying if everybody's going to blame it on a single organization, why not blame it on all of them?
But it's not Interpol. And if there is, we have an American, we have the DNI, who is all of the intelligence, and Tulsi Gabbard is actually one of the few people who actually seemingly doing some good. But more on that in a moment. That's my next tab. Tab number 3. Okay, Hayden. I'm starting to think that we can't vote our way out of being ruled by elite pedophiles who worship Moloch, says Blair White, the man pretending to be a woman, the conservative trans star. Thoughts, Hayden?
Yeah, glad you finally fucking figured it out.
Some of us figured it out a while ago.
Yeah.
I never liked Blair White. I'm just gonna say it.
No,
I
Blair
never
White
liked
is correct
him, her,
there.
whatever the fuck. Anyway,
He's got some great tits, but other than that,
Those
why
are
did we
fake
turn him into a
boobs.
conservative
How
star?
dare you? You know what? Fuck that shit.
Hey,
I have
yeah,
real boobs, and that man has fake boobs. No, fuck that
How
shit.
Dare you? If I see a great
disavow.
pair of tits, I'm gonna compliment his tits. Okay.
No, that's retarded. Don't compliment that man's fake boobs. How dare you?
I wish I had
I'm
tits
just
that
saying
nice.
he's right there.
They're fake.
We can't vote our way out of global elite pedophiles running everything. Like, there's no way to do that because they run everything. So we're kind of stuck in it.
We can eventually get towards the voting, but like we got to start somewhere.
It's
And then
incremental.
everyone thought we could snap the finger with our mythical mandate. It caused a lot of people to misunderstand the situation we were in. And I don't like seeing my people not understand the situation. Tuesdays, 11 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for these streams so we can figure out the situation. AB, if you think we can vote our way out of this?
Yeah, it's just like democratic socialism, right? You can vote your way into it and out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you guys ever seen an actual voting ballot from when Funny Mustache Man was in power in Germany? So
Yes.
the actual ballots are what they say on the ballot is, do you vote for Funny Mustache Man, right? And then in the middle of the ballot is a giant circle, and next to it says ja. And then in the very far bottom left corner, there's a very tiny circle
Yes.
that
and it was
says
no.
9.
Yeah, 9. No.
So, you know, that was how you could vote.
So no, we can't vote our way out of this, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, because
So-
the whole like in some states, like don't get me going on Maricopa County here, they're fucking corrupt as hell. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
look at California.
At your
Well,
Airbnb. Oh,
so-
reverse. Wait, yes, Aiden, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, just
Better
to
be a pun.
elaborate on that
It
a little
is
bit,
pun. Oh
one
my
of the
God.
reasons-
Too soon, ABF, too soon. I haven't even read it yet, but I know it's too soon. Sorry, Hayden, what were you saying?
one of the reasons that they put the 9 circle in the bottom left corner was so that they could quickly fan through the ballots, and any of them that had the check mark in that bottom left corner, they could pull that ballot out real quick. It was a
Hayden?
way to rig voting for World War II Germany.
Hayden,
Well,
why was Jeffrey Epstein late for work?
I don't know why, Erwin.
He was stuck in human traffic. Jesus H. Christ, ABF. Yeah, we did need to lighten the mood a little, ABF. I agree.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
But no, this is a professional political show. I can't believe you would do something like that.
Everyone has AIDS. My grandma and my dog go blue.
And there's 16.
I'm sorry about that. I'll do better.
So ABF, I almost messaged you. I never realized that I hadn't understood the original joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. I always thought it was an anti-joke. But it's a pun on the other side, as in dying, as if it crossed the road, it's going to get killed. So to get to the other side means to die. I thought it was an anti-joke. Literally, I was yesterday years old when I learned that it was actually a real joke, and I was very impressed.
Wait
And
till
then
you find out about some of those little jingles you used to sing when you were a kid. Some of those are pretty twisted.
Tell me to tell you, yes, ring around the
Rock and
rosy.
die
That was
in
about the
hellfire.
bubonic plague, the Black Plague, man.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
They all die.
Yep.
And it's about it's basically like brainwashing kids into accepting we're all like gonna get nuked or chemical warfare.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to die by the bubonic plague.
Old fairy tales taught the kids lessons. They were dark and creepy.
You carry posies in your pockets so that whenever you
It was the
die,
smell.
you don't smell bad.
Yeah. No, it wasn't whenever Hayden, when you're dead,
Kids
you're
used
dead.
to be built
No,
different.
they had
No,
they
you don't
used the
smell bad to
posies.
other people.
No, well, it's because they had these like festering sores or whatever that were just, anyway, it wasn't because of anyway, whatever.
Well, it was
the smell from the nasty
It's the same with the
thing.
plague doctor mask. The reason that they had the long nose was because they would stuff it with cloves and flowers so that they didn't have to smell the dead.
Yeah.
It was a lot about not smelling the dead.
Yeah,
I agree. So the rollout of this was almost like it was designed to be as infuriating to Trump's base as possible. They put out the darn memo and everything. That's embarrassing. And then they get passed by it, and we'll get to today in the little conference meeting thing they were doing. Did you guys see the cabinet meeting?
Yes,
Did you guys
I watched
see
it this morning because Jeremy was streaming over daily. So yes, I saw it.
How not to handle this situation.
Yep.
It's
about
as
really bad.
It's about as bad as possible. ABF, I'm throwing something in private chat for you. Yeah, we got a video. Tucker Carlson.
Oh.
He dropped a funny one. Price. Oh yeah, this reminds me. We will be raiding into Price. I set it up and everything. Hey man, enjoying the stream. Also sent you a DM. You say. I'll have to look into that, Price. Thank you. So, Tucker, he has to admit, he's a big man. He had to admit he was wrong. So let's hear. He apologizes. Let's hear it.
I'll speak for myself. I never thought that I would be offering an apology to Jeffrey Epstein. I think of all the times I've maligned that guy, all the times I'm accused him of crimes, of blackmailing people, of trafficking children,
slander,
to powerful figures around the world on behalf of global intel services. And then I learned yesterday from Attorney General Pam Bondi that's totally untrue.
Yes, yeah.
The guy killed himself after 36 days in prison for no reason. He's a billionaire. He had no clients. He'd done nothing wrong other than get naughty massages 20 years before. And the guy killed himself, another pointless death. And then his best friend, former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, doing 20 years in prison for no crime. There are no victims.
Yes, it's a victimless crime. They're obviously persecuted by the state.
Yes.
They're political prisoners, really. It's the Hague should come in and do an investigation, or we're watching one of the most systematic government cover-ups of all time.
Wow, that would be crazy. That would be wild if this was
We don't
a government
call her
cover-up.
scam Bondi for nothing.
Can I share something else really quick?
Please do. Please do.
Okay. This is kind of related to that. Mr. Retard Fighter, retard off himself for no reason.
Yep. he would have been completely acquitted because there's no evidence of any crimes besides human trafficking to nobody.
Nothing happened.
Correct. You got
Weird.
it. You figured it out, Hayden.
It's crazy.
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
It's almost like this is the system that runs our world, and you can't just snap your fingers and everything is solved. This is like, God, I followed all the Q-tards, and during lockdowns, they had the hospital ships. They brought it to New York and Los Angeles or whatever. And those ships were secretly to put all the arrested globalists on while we rescued all the children from the underground caves.
No.
It's not that easy, guys. You don't snap your fingers and save all the children from the evil underground reptilians, guys. We got to build our way up to the reptilian final boss, okay?
Yeah.
We're not even in Act 3 yet of defeating the globalists. Jeez.
We're not even in Act 2.
Yeah.
No.
Correct. All right. So, okay, fine. We can cope. It's everyone else's fault. Trump isn't to blame for anything. It was just the people he hired. Trump is perfect. And then we got this.
I know.
Saying a bunch of dumb shit.
3 times.
Jess, what did you think about this clip where Trump's like, "Why are we talking about it? Who cares?
Well,
Let's
it's just
move on
like
to more
Jeremy
important
said.
stuff."
Jeremy said he probably isn't even thinking about this, and he clearly isn't. He's thinking about all these other things, and this was the last thing he was thinking about.
And okay, that's fair, but
I'm not defending him.
No, I know. I had a
I'm not
big
defending the
issue
situation.
with what Jeremy said today, because I was like, this is a massive issue among Trump's base. Like,
are people still talking about this creep? That's your fucking base, Trump. Are people still talking about this creep? Are people still talking about the COVID shots?
The biggest cover up in U.S. history that we know about is the Epstein stuff. And people want truth to come to light. People want to know the answers. So yes, people are still talking about it because it's been hidden.
And Pam Bondi was like, "Oh, I can," and he was like, "Nah, Pam, don't worry about it. No need to answer it." But then she ended up talking about it. So it's like,
well, she wasn't going to answer it anyway.
When she was going to address it, even he was like, "Oh no, who cares?" It's like, God,
she wasn't going to address it because she addressed it later on, where she said, "I said it was on my desk to be reviewed. It was reviewed, and this is what we came up with."
Which she shouldn't have even mentioned.
It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, Your Honor. What did Epstein say when he got arrested? I was just kidding. I don't get it, ABF.
Kidding?
Epstein, I don't get it. He was just a billionaire, a financier. People wrote on his jets.
He liked to spend his time kidding.
He He really liked his other billionaire friends, and he liked to help them travel around the world on his private jet. ABF, I don't understand.
He was just kidding around.
The government told me so. I don't understand. Are you slandering Epstein as a diddler?
No, JK. JK, just kidding.
It's just a joke. He was kidding.
Nothing wrong. Pam Bondi told me so.
Epstein
my
was
bad.
kidding.
Yeah. Well, once his body double got wheeled out, and then he woke up in the morgue, then he dropped a haha JK, bro. And then he went off to his other secret island. Who here thinks he's still alive?
I don't.
I think he's dead.
Not me. But the ear and it's something that was kind of weird when they were stretching him out.
That was weird, yeah. But I think that was Epstein. I think he is actually dead because they don't want him to talk.
Yeah. And then it's not just like the files and stuff. It's he Minecrafted himself, and to prove it, they released this video with a minute missing.
I saw the minute that was missing, by the way.
With Hillary Clinton.
Yes. Hillary.
I love how bulky she looks too. She looks like the gunner from Team Fortress 2.
You know what? Is if she looked like she was all drunk, like when she had to be pushed into that van. Remember?
Yes. She was like stumbling.
My God.
But he was in a good mood and talking to his lawyer, like making future plans and stuff. Like, that's the thing, is he was not in a mindset that he was going to Minecraft. And then, so even if they told him to, he wasn't acting like if they mind control, like told him to. And then the other problem was, I thought I had it pulled up, but Pam Bondi, she mentioned the missing minute. And it's apparently because their system is from 1999. So apparently all of the places at that certain time, there's a minute missing. And she's going to find that missing minute.
I will say this. That actually tracks with governments and hospitals because they do not update their systems. A lot of them are still running Windows XP, and they're running ancient security systems that have to do a restart at a certain time.
Yeah, I can actually talk about that too. The hotels, we have Harbor Freight security systems, because it's expensive to get a professional security system and whatnot. And I'm sure they don't pay top dollar for theirs either, and they don't work 100% of the time. So
yeah. They randomly just shit out and then stop working again, or they have do you guys remember back in the early 2000s, if you had satellite TV, every night at 3 a.m., your satellite box would shut off and all of the TVs would just go to static. And it was because your box had to download the new update, so it had to restart.
Wow.
But it just shut down and wouldn't restart on its own because it took a manual restart, just like computers at that time did.
It seems like a system that would be ripe for having convenient glitches and problems.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe they chose that one on purpose.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not updating and you just have it for a long time. So if there's ways to do stuff, you know it because you've had it forever. The old systems is one of the ways they were stealing all the fucking money from us and whatnot. So there's very likely they are abusing having the old systems, mostly because they know the graft. So
I'll just say this:
change things, they got to figure out new ways to steal. And
as a reminder for everybody, Steven Crowder actually did an experiment to figure out if you could hang yourself with bed sheets.
Yes, he did.
With a copy of Epstein's cell. And he figured out the only way that would be possible was if somebody else was involved, because you would, the only way you could actually knock yourself out from the height of the bunk bed that would have been in that room was to push with your feet against the top bunk toward the floor, being suspended by your neck, but you would pass out before you died and it wouldn't kill you.
And there was the autopsy as well that showed like too much was broken for him to, even if he did strangle himself, he couldn't have done it like with that much force.
Yep.
So there was lots of things that just did not add up. And they say, don't worry about it. Here's a video. Don't worry, it's missing a minute. And then I find out apparently it's not even looking at his door.
No,
those aren't even his fucking cell.
His door was on the bottom left under the camera.
Guys. So they're rolling out about as terribly as possible. Jess, how you feeling about these optics?
They're not good. That's what it is. It's just bad.
Not good. Yeah, break out the tinfoil hats, people. Alex Jones did. So I love me some Alex Jones.
There we go.
During lockdowns, I had to take a little break from him occasionally because he loves himself some Trump. He helped get Trump elected, and so sometimes he feels like he has to get a little defensive and whatnot for him, and sometimes then he kind of does some coping, and it gets a little not the best. But then eventually he comes around, and I love him. He does so much good.
He does.
So today he went full Q-tard. It was really embarrassing. He says that this was actually secretly a deal with the globalists in charge. You guys back off and stop trying to smashinate Trump and let us do our thing, and we won't prosecute you. But the threat to prosecute him, that was the gun against the head to make him take the deal. But part of the deal was they had to come out and embarrass themselves and say nothing was real. And it was really embarrassing. And then he had Kyle Serafim, the FBI whistleblower, on, who does a pretty good job of being realistic and actually knows how all this stuff works. And he kept trying to tell Al, like, that's not what's happening, guy. And Al kept getting like super defensive. And then he was like, but I need Trump to win because if Trump's done so much good, and if the Democrats win, I'm going to go to jail. And then he started doing his fake crying thing that he does sometimes. God. And he lost the argument so embarrassingly bad. And then he'd come back from a break where obviously they had a normal talk, but then he'd talk himself. And it's, well, when a lot of your fan base is super, super duper like rabid pro Trump, you can't say anything bad like ever. Because you say even the slightest like critique, and people flip the fuck out. I've certainly experienced it.
I disagree with that. You might lose some people, but you have to be genuine. People like when you're genuine.
Yeah, he's genuine. But like, I like David Knight. He got shit canned because he didn't like what Trump was doing during lockdowns. So when you're like big media like that, and you got all those bills to pay, it does not pay to call out Trump when he screws up.
To be fair, and I'm not. It was he put it up to the states. Do people not realize that the states have many governments within themselves? Are people not taking civics class for fuck's sake?
What are we talking about?
Because you're talking about how like this person was upset about the lockdowns. And it's like, okay, a lot of states locked down because it was up to them. Okay, do you want to lock down or not? And some of them were like, yeah, we do. And then there was other ones that were like, nope, we're not going to do it.
Yes. So thoughts on
I'm just saying it wasn't a federal thing, it was a state thing.
Yeah, other than the federal emergency declaration, but we're not talking about that. Jess, what's your thoughts on Trump playing 7D chess, and this is actually a secret deal?
Oh, that's a bunch of nonsense. He's not playing 40-70 chess.
So everyone wants to blame Bondi, Patel, Bongino. Everyone wants them all fired and quartered. Does Trump get any blame for this?
Well, yeah, he gets some blame.
Yeah, he's the head of the administration.
I was saying earlier that I think that he should fire Pam Bondi over all of this. I think that I mean, if he wants to distance himself from this, whatever you call it,
he likes
this
Pam,
shit
though.
needs to roll downhill.
But he doesn't care about this, and he likes Pam, so it's not going to. I'm sorry. It sucks. I know.
Why do people like Scam Bondi? Why do people like her?
I don't know.
Who are you going to replace her with?
I'm sure.
They should have had Matt Gaetz, damn it. Why the hell did they
well, let's just go ahead and skip ahead then. So, yeah, we got Hercules. I'm confused. Pam Bondi told us on camera that she had the Epstein list. Now she says it doesn't exist. Is she lying or incompetent? Either way, not a good case for her to stay AG. So I saw this all the time in Trump's first term, as no one would ever hold him accountable for his poor decisions. And it was Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General's fault. And then so he fired him and replaced him with Bill Barr, who was the AG for Bush Sr., the godfather of the deep state, and was first brought in to help cover up Iran-Contra.
And if we want to talk about that, the person that got Epstein his first fucking job in finance is what's his name's dad, former.
There's you fire Pam Bondi, who you replacing her with, and I was a big Matt Gaetz supporter. I was really let down by that. And then we got Mike Benz. All I'm saying is I don't think today would have happened if this was our Attorney General. I definitely think he would be better. I've said it before. He would not. We'd be in the same exact situation. If we got Hayden somehow through Senate confirmation, we'd be in the same situation. Also, he wouldn't get through Senate confirmation. That's the other problem. People think we're just going to snap our finger. We got some firebrands. We got some independent thinkers, some real liberty lovers like Thomas Massey, who's now going to get primaried by Trump.
Can you imagine Hayden Wayne's anime form getting questioned by AOC in Congress? That would be so funny. Oh my god,
it would be so great.
I would love that. Funny. I'd be like, "Go gay anime boy." I don't my sign.
I don't think you can super chat at Senate confirmation hearings, Jess.
You should be able to, damn it.
You should be able to. You should be able to super chat C-SPAN.
I want to hold up a sign that says it. I'll be in the audience.
Oh, you're going to be one of the people who gets escorted out for making a scene?
Oh, yeah, I'll make a scene.
But what if they charge you for a hate crime for calling him a gay anime boy?
Oh, he's fine.
I would say I'm fine with it. I'm not pressing charges.
He's not pressing charges against me.
Ableism.
Come on.
Ableism. It's a matter of principle. We need to stand up. Aiden, it's okay that you were born a VTuber. Yeah. We support you. I'm an ally.
Hayden, you have the right to bear arms.
I do, but I am not able
just
to.
Not the technology.
Yeah. Oh, Hayden can't do this.
Well, they're just so. It's so.
But I can do
just
this.
Able, wave an arm. It's so dumb.
You're moving your head.
I know.
Even if you have the money to pay that much to wave an arm, out of principle, you can't pay that much to wave an arm.
We're talking thousands of dollars to
it's
wave an arm.
It's a retard.
Listen, I can bring up a video game controller, but that's about it. All right.
I like it. All right, so AJ's was released, and I thought I was really worried. I was going to see a lot of that Q-tardification of the right, as I call it, Kyle Serafim. He was kind of tearing it up. I think he was a bit more pragmatic. He got a lot of this right. Let's drop Cernovich here. My comments on the Epstein thing is same as everyone is having back channel. It makes no sense. It tarnishes Trump. Nobody can even understand why that memo was released. Would have made more sense to slow walk, drag it out. Everyone is pissed, especially Jess. Jess, is everyone pissed? Do you see much coping? You were over in D-Day Cobra chat.
Oh, there are things that I can't say what they were saying in that chat.
You keep teasing us with that. I want to know more and more every time
They were calling people the P word if they weren't exactly aligned with how upset they were. Like, if you're not upset with me, then you're a PDF file.
You. And
I'm like, fuck you, bitch.
A lot of the people who were doing the where's my binder, did a lot of grandstanding about, it's about the children.
That's
Please
what they were
like and
doing.
share this post to save the children.
That's what they
and
were doing.
consider doing my paid subscription for the children. And I was like, guys. Guys.
It's like, okay, if you're so fucking upset about that, go out and do your own sting operation or whatever the fuck it's called, and go out and
go
find
full
these
Alex
fuckers
Rosen.
who are trafficking kids and save them. How about that?
Epstein's trending at #1. It's not going away. If anything, the responses today fueled more speculation. A lot of people are furious, and I don't think much of anything's going to happen. This one shocked me. Even Jeremy. There's absolutely no possible way to defend the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files. Zero. This is pathetic.
True.
Even Jeremy couldn't find the copium and 5D chess and all of this. It is
Jeremy never
universally
believed in that stuff. He was never thinking that Trump was some 5D chess man. He never thought that.
universally agreed this was terrible and only damaging to the reputation. Fuck.
I know.
Fuck.
It's
Any
bad.
other thoughts?
There's not a way that he could have handled it that would have made him look better, but there's a best way to handle this bad situation, and it seems like they chose the worst one, which was, oh, what, you guys are still talking about this?
Oh, Benny's here? Shadow Ben? Yeah, I know.
That's like
beneath
a
you.
slap in the face. Like, fuck you.
Yes, and it'd be one thing if it were like Caroline doing it, but it was Trump that did it.
Mm-hmm. And he was bouncing off of Bondi as it was happening as well. Ugh.
I don't know.
Replacing her is not going to help. And, well, don't worry. It didn't, like, escalate from there or anything. Elon Musk says Steve Bannon's in the Epstein files. Ask him and watch his reaction.
Elon is Elon is a freaking man-child, and he needs to get off Twitter for a while, or X, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't give a shit.
He owns it, though. He can't.
Yeah, to be
He
fair.
can get his ass
To
off.
be
He's
fair.
not even the fucking CEO anymore. He let some WEF crazy lady is running it right now.
I think he should get his ass to Maz.
Yeah, he should go build a fucking colony up there and have his little yes men people up there and just whine. He can whine and cry however much he wants over there. I don't care.
I like what Jake said. Elon needs some space. That is a great one.
And then even throw some glasses emoji on there because he knew how funny it was. It was well deserved. Selfie emoji.
That was a good one. That was great. I like that.
And ABF, what do I say about purity test and them not going very well for any parties involved?
Well, no, that's a perfect picture because she didn't do anything wrong, right?
Yeah, remember? She's in prison for no reason, guys. No reason. They just put her in prison just because.
Yeah.
So I don't think Trump is right that Elon just is mad and doing all this because he's angry about his electric vehicle thing. He clearly saw some shit he did not like in DC, and they literally kicked him.
Who the fuck is gonna?
They literally ran him out.
He probably couldn't say more other than just him throwing fuel on the fire with, "Hey, you're on the list, bro."
Him continuing doing this, we don't know everything that happened in DC. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, and it seems like the best thing that he can do is not say anything at all, to be honest, because it's just confusing everybody.
He shouldn't. But he's a man-child, and he's gonna sit there and scream and whine and cry online. It's like, dude.
We have a few more tabs, but we will be getting.
Oh, don't get me going on his
the
America party.
All right, so originally, like I said, I wanted to bring up stuff because I didn't think the Epstein stuff was going to come out. And so I had ideas, suggestions for people they could go after that actually could get things done and is really important. But then they also ended up releasing some more Kennedy assassination docs, and no one cares. Huge. CIA Director Ratcliffe finds Obama admins Brennan, Comey, and Clapper conceived Trump-Russia collusion hoax. So he released this and he was a big person in uncovering all the Russiagate stuff. And I don't know how much I trust him, but he has done a lot of good. And there is one thing that he could do some good and prove that he's actually like working for the Trump agenda is to go after Comey, Clapper, and Brennan. Holy crap, get the Russiagate guys. And there is a little bit of evidence that they might be doing that. John Brennan may face perjury issues after CIA Director Ratcliffe's review uncovers Russia hoaxes testimony problems. If they don't go after these guys, they don't even have to get convictions. Lawfare the shit out of them, just like they did to all of the Trump supporters. Go after these guys. I want it to be as politically motivated as possible. I want you to charge them with the most ridiculous ass shit. I want you to ruin their fucking lives. The way that he acted dropping some fucking bunker busters for Israel, I want him to drop some bunker busters on the fucking deep state here in America. Could we do that? He's willing to get up off his butt and risk World War III for Israel. He can fucking put John Brennan, Clapper, and Comey and McCabe and Rosenstein and many others in prison. Jesus Christ, do it already. Or
they lied to him while he was in office, and theoretically, he could be. This is really the wrong word to use, but retaliatory in that. He could retaliate to the fact that they lied to him the last time that he was in office, and he could put them all in prison because they're not legally allowed to lie to the president and tell him that they are doing things that they weren't actually doing.
They did a lot of illegal things. And so far, I think that one lawyer who just full-blown lied so they could start spying, I think he got a slap on the wrist, like some probation or like community service or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. No. These people literally tried to steal an election and got Trump impeached and all sorts of nonsense, and they were presumably behind a lot of the stay behind networks, keeping him from doing anything and getting his agenda through, and it's presumably a hell of a lot more than just the Russiagate and Mueller shit. These people are, especially Brennan, who is a literal full-blown communist, actual genuine card-carrying communist. If you can't get him, they're not going to, no one's going to be held accountable for anything. Go after them.
Well, just remember that they told Trump that there were no troops left in Syria, and there were still 2,100 troops left in Syria.
Yep. that goes against direct orders.
Yep.
But maybe also low-hanging fruit. What are you thinking?
I think that they did steal an election. And because when they tried to impeach him and put out the Russiagate and all this and that, it formed people's opinion because they read one headline and it stuck in their head, and their opinion never changed. And they just had confirmation bias from CNN and MSNBC the entire time, thinking that the Russia stuff was real the entire time and that it was misinformation that it was being proven against. Right. So I think that they did steal the election in 2020. By doing that, also the Washington Post articles that they censored, and you can add them all up.
Hunter Biden's laptop, the 51 Intel agents who said it was Russian disinfo.
Keep in mind where all of this stuff came from, and it was when Obama got rid of the law that the United States government could not use propaganda against U.S. citizens. So I think the next big push should actually be to get a congressional bill for Trump to sign into law that, once again, the United States cannot use propaganda against United States citizens. I think it could help just in the fact that they could be held accountable for doing it.
That Tulsi tab was her report about the disinformation people censoring the American people and stuff like that. So they have the report. They have everything they need to go after these people, get these grand juries and whatnot and what have you. If they can't do that, it's not going to work. If you do some special counsel like Durham situation, nothing's ever going to get done.
Nothing comes from a special counsel.
Yeah, or an inspector general report or something. That's some Q-tard nonsense. It's not going to get anything done. They need to go directly after a Pam Bondi or Harmy Dillon.
Every time they do that, all it is them trying to put on a show. It's bread and circuses for the masses is what it is. They're saying, look, we're grilling them. look, they won't answer because they're saying we're not allowed to comment. And I guess that's where it dies. That's what they do every single time.
Jess, how would you like YouTuber uncovers Soros soldier behind New York City color revolution operation? All of these protests being funded by Soros. Why the is he allowed to operate in our country? Jess, would you like Soros' operation shut down?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that's a great place to start.
He can stop getting all these fucking federal judges in positions where they are. It's like, no, what the fuck?
And hey, while we investigate, we should probably freeze their funds.
Yeah, wouldn't that
it's
be
a criminal investigation, so it'd be terrible. I didn't pull it up. Act Blue, the NGOs and Act Blue. You want the midterms to go in your favor, Republicans? You need to bust Act Blue. Here's another one. This is one Trump doesn't have his eye on the ball with either. Trump hints at investigating former DHS Secretary Mayorkas. This is what he brought up the other day, where he's like, oh yeah, I guess we'll look into him. Running the biggest human trafficking network, way bigger than what Epstein did. The amount of people he trafficked is insane. And then he's part of the charity who gets all the money to help like all the human trafficking and whatnot. Why the hell?
Personally,
why the hell is this dude not in a fucking orange jumpsuit? Come on. And that's something that can be done. It's not an Epstein situation.
Yeah,
though it's still pretty up
he's
there.
one of my
Cartels
most hated former government officials because I actually witnessed his human trafficking in person. Like I saw it happening. And
rough. Yeah, Alex Jones saw it happening, and he stood in front of a car and wouldn't let it move. Him and Drew Hernandez. Here's another one. ABF, thoughts on when Stacey Abrams got like $2 billion. They were literally like handing out gold bars the last couple months of the Biden administration. You think maybe we should go after the billions of dollars stolen, possibly?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Stacey Abrams was proven to have committed fraud, wasn't she?
Probably. She's
I thought something happened recently.
So the thing with Stacey Abrams that I remember is that she did the thing that Democrats like to do, where she falsely accused Republicans of stealing an election at the same time that Trump was accusing Democrats of stealing an election. And his was a problem, hers was not.
Right.
David Elias, tinfoil hat theory. I spent some time with the Q-tards. I've seen all the theories. It's a trap. Why arrest one at a time when you can charge them with RICO? Every day for 2025 is Christmas. It's on layaway.
The problem is RICO is very specific, and it's very hard to get people on RICO charges.
And who we're talking like Mayorkas or Clapper and Brennan?
He's talking Clapper, Brennan, he's talking all of them to try to get him on conspiracy charges, which is RICO. But RICO, again, is very specific.
Yeah, we could probably do treason charges more easier than RICO.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of the like give them more rope to hang themselves. And I always heard lots of excuses for why nothing ever got done during Trump's first term, thanks to all the Q-tards. And they never ever ended up being true. So I love me a good old fashioned tinfoil hat theory. I've yet to see 5D chess actually turn out to be 5D chess. Did you just drop another one? Oh my God. 21 mil in 4 years, 12 mil in 62 years at Ellis Island. Immigration?
Yeah, that's an illegal immigration versus legal immigration.
Okay, that one took me a second, but I got there. Yeah. I will say, while we're saying there's problems with Trump going on, we'll get to it. Assuming if we got enough time. Deportations and stuff, he's actually doing some good. There's lots of positive things that he's doing that I had to not do. I mean, we only do it once a week, so I got to get rid of that.
Zero
lots of good
contacts with illegals entering the country.
Nice.
ABF, will you please put this into Grok she and see if it comes up with anything? Stacey Abrams' main battle tank. I assume she'd look like the fat black bitch from Concord, the tank character. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, ABF, you don't even. If you want to, you don't even need to do AI art. I'm pulling up the Concord. Let's see, Concord fat black woman character. Hopefully, do you think that'll pull it up?
Grok is working on it right now for me. We'll see what spits out.
Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, this one with the blue lipstick. This one right here. This is one. What is I was thinking?
Yeah.
Let's see if Grok does it better. Shout out ABF while he's working on his AI meme.
Oh, but. Oh, is that what you want?
Yup.
Because that's how you get ants.
Yay!
That is how you get ants. Here's another thing you could do: remove Jerome Powell. Apparently, there was some complaints about him. Now Jim Jordan's looking into it, and then also they're renovating the Federal Reserve building or something, and the costs have absolutely overrun the budget. So I don't care. It's like Capone. Anyway, you can get rid of Jerome Powell. Get rid of him for putting too many vases in the new Federal Reserve
Jerome
building
Powell has been in power for way too long. He's been in power for, I think, like almost 3 decades at this point. He needs to be completely removed from power. He needs to go retire. He's been nothing but a detriment to this country.
Remember we thought we were going to audit the Fed and Fort Knox? Yeah. Ooh, ABF, did it make a good one?
It's not that good. It's funny. Here,
yeah, that's all we really need.
I hope it's what I'm expecting.
21 million overloaded systems, disease, crime, and intel. Like Los Angeles, a lot of places in California, the streets were empty. Badger's over in California. He said they weren't shooting off nearly as many fireworks. And our running theory is because the illegals were too afraid to be out on the streets.
So I think what's happening here is her body is an M1 Abrams.
Yeah.
And her
That's
head
what
is
I was hoping
that
for.
moves around.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So I like that. That's what.
Yeah, I was just like her. Transformers kind of a tank is what
I just expected the tank to be black.
No, you gotta use the Google, use Gemini if you want everything to be black.
Yeah, true.
I'll say Grok's terrible, but occasionally it's still funny. So hopefully it gets less terrible. Yes.
Can you highlight that comment by this Benjamin person who's saying
Benjamin person? You mean friend of the channel, Benjamin?
I'm sorry,
Flensborg?
excuse me. It's not my birthday and I'm not pretty, thank you.
Oh my god.
God, Jess.
That is a lie. You are very pretty, and it's also her birthday.
Not.
Happy birthday, Jess.
No.
Yes, you are, and everybody knows it.
Stop
That's why you have
it.
simp
no.
problems with people.
Hey,
and
no.
No, we're giving in.
They're
She's doing the
retarded.
girl
They
thing.
can't see.
No, don't give me compliments. I hate compliments.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah. All right.
No,
next.
I'm being serious. I never thought I was pretty. Okay, we're done.
No,
You brought it up.
Don't tell me I'm pretty.
I'm telling myself I'm done.
Chat, I'm not very pretty. Chat. Don't tell me I'm pretty. I would hate chat if you told me I was pretty.
Hayden's spazzing
I know
out
that
right there.
he has
I
his
took
hair.
a drink and my model lost his shit.
I was trying to do my hair wave and I remembered I had no hair, and then I saw your hair flick out, so I thought you were doing like a model hair wave, but you were just taking a drink of water.
Yeah.
Erwin, I think you're pretty on the inside.
Thank you. And the outside, God, because obviously I know I'm pretty on the outside, and inside's all that matters. It's all squishy and moist in there. And what are we but a bunch of orifices? Next tab.
Well then.
Okay.
Trump reveals U.S. Wait, what? U.S. sending more weapons to Ukraine. We have to. No.
Why?
I am so mad about
Why?
this.
Why the fuck are we giving anything more to that fucking homosexual back in Ukraine?
He said,
why?
He said something along the lines of like, Russia's not doing good things. They're killing too many people, so we're gonna have to send some defensive weapons to Ukraine. It's like, okay, whatever.
Some defensive missiles. Yeah, I will say, to be fair, Russia is like ramping their attacks up like crazy. So, dude, like they're stop it though. Stop it.
I mean, we made that mineral deal with them. Are we just protecting the mineral deal at this point? I wish that Russia would have just taken that country so we didn't have to worry about it.
We're definitely not allowed to say that on YouTube.
Oh,
I disavow this gentleman. I fully support having my money stolen. My taxes. I fully. Next topic.
I agree with ABF.
guys.
Theory Putin is outside Kiev. Too close. The call's coming from inside the house.
Oh,
I'm secretly gooning with the chat. Jessica is beautiful. The Sith Lord poet speaks. No, guys, you were supposed to compliment and not compliment me. I'm so jealous. Hair flip. Hayden, do a hair flip for him. Pretend I'm Hayden. There we go. Did you hit your head on the microphone?
Chat, I'm sorry, but I'm taken, and I'm not saying by who, but I'm taken. So sorry. I know, shocking, huh?
If you keep derailing us, young lady, I'm gonna start talking about Expedition 33.
Yay!
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about Expedition 33.
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that.
We're talking.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ready? We're talking about the America Party. So I think 100% of all people agree this whole Epstein situation is a fiasco. And I think 100% of all people agree, Elon, you're fucking retarded. Third party doesn't work. You're just going to take votes away from the Republicans like the libertarians do. What the hell are you thinking? ABF, are you part of the 100% that agree with that?
Yeah, no, I think that if Elon really does want to make change, making this party is not going to work. What he needs to do is
Honey Gooner don't care. Sorry.
He needs to latch on to something a little bit more realistic, which is just trying to change opinions through some other means.
Elon apparently doesn't remember Ross Perot, the reason that Clinton won. Like, apparently he doesn't understand dividing the party. Like, that's the worst thing you could do.
Or even earlier with Theodore Roosevelt, who tried to do the Bull Moose Party, and guess who that got us? We got Woodrow fucking Wilson.
Yeah,
that motherfucker.
Worst president of all time.
Oh, joy.
Well, his wife was the worst president of all time. But
she was. Because he had the stroke and she ran the country, and look at it. It just went to shit. Even more shit. Anyway.
So I have struggled to vote for the Republicans recently, and Trump came in like a fucking wrecking ball, and I was like, I can't wait for these midterms. Hurry up and get here midterms so I can vote Republican and tell all my friends to vote Republican. And man, some of the wind is out of my sail. Am I horrible monster, ABF?
They're just letting it go. They're starting to make missteps, and I wish that they would knock it off.
We've talked about it the last couple of weeks. This is the Republicans to lose, and they are fumbling the ball, and I don't like it. Hayden, thoughts?
No, this is just it's classic. Everybody's retarded in this situation, and like, why can we not find some ground of just like touching grass and being like, okay, look at what we actually need to happen. No, everybody's got to be all up in arms and fucking stupid about everything.
That's
I
politics.
hate everyone.
That's what politics is. It's always been a dirty, dirty business.
And at this point, I'm hoping for Meteor 2026.
We can't solve all of our problems with nukes
Hayden,
and
I don't want to
meteors,
die
Hayden.
yet. Not yet.
I'm done.
Hayden, you could go take your selfishness and go die somewhere else, but don't die anywhere near me.
Jess, I've been involved in politics since 2000.
Oh God! If we got Hayden in as the Attorney General, he would nuke all of us. Probably.
I would just be like, you know what? No, we're not nuking anybody else.
We'd be like,
we're gonna nuke ourselves.
We'd get the Epstein files, but he'd also nuke us all.
Like, you're all gonna die and you're going down.
So you would basically just pull a 9/11, just like Dr. Manhattan style, and make everybody come together over a tragedy.
Best way to do it. Just wipe us all out, and maybe the rest of the world can continue. I don't know, but
alien invasion, an alien cyber virus takes over all of the VTubers in the world, and then they come.
Project Blue Book.
I would be the Rorschach that you have to take out, Hayden.
Oh,
because I'd be trying to tell people.
Tell them if I can still hit the nuke button, I'm hitting it.
The blue dude with the wiener, he's the bad guy.
Oh my god.
The VTuber with the red hair, yeah, he looks like Dracula. He's the bad guy. Stop him.
Dracula. He does have his vampire teeth.
I do.
Oh, no, he is a vampire.
I am a
Yeah,
vampire.
Yeah, Hayden, smile for us.
Could you say, yeah, I want to suck your blood?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Actually, I will full screen you say I want to suck your blood, but you don't even have to say the I want to suck. You can end a suck if you want to. Yeah, we'll have Isaac put the rest in.
Isaac.
Okay. I want to suck.
Isaac is, I think, is yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I didn't
556 x 45. Yes, by a factor of 2 to 1, you want to nuke all of you global voters when only like 1 million some voted, when normally many more vote. Want a new political party, and you shall have it. All of the Indians who voted.
No,
When
all
it comes,
these motherfucking foreigners are voting in a poll about involving something in this country. Fuck those people.
when it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. So I'm going to create a third party so the Democrat side of the one-party system can control everything. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. Hayden, do you feel like your freedom's back?
No. It what it feels like is that like Elon Musk doesn't understand that there are like 10 political parties in the United States, and none of them can get any semblance of power. They're not able to get on a ballot because they don't have enough support.
Even if the independents do want to support them, even he realizes it's not going to get much support, so he's going to laser focus on primarying certain like senators.
And he's not
Good luck.
anywhere
I
with
mean, okay.
It's like,
Good
okay,
luck.
congratulations, you just killed all opposition to the Democrat Party.
And Trump, Trump is getting the independents. That's good. We need the independents to go to the MAGA Republicans, and then you're going to cipher them off. And even like the disillusioned voters like me, who I voted in 2016, was a big Trump supporter, but then got pretty disillusioned with them. I'm not going to vote for your I'm going to get up off my butt and take the time to vote. And I'm going to go vote for a third party to just throw my vote away. So even the people who like this party should be made for, the disenfranchised, MAGA people, even I think this is the stupidest fucking idea. And I would much rather vote for Republicans than the America Party. I don't know who this is for.
It's not even the America Party, Erwin. It's full of fucking foreigners.
Well,
you know what
to
this
be
is gonna
fair,
do?
apparently that was seems to be a fake filing someone else made. So
Yeah.
the saying it was all in Indian, according to Elon, was fake and reported to the FEC.
Real quick,
Well, I
throwing it
know
out
that he
there.
didn't. That it wasn't actually like official, but I'm just saying, like in that poll that he did, it was a bunch of fucking foreigners, and yeah, there were a bunch of like Indian people going, "Oh, do you want this new party? Oh, we'll give it to you." And it's like, you live in India. Be quiet.
Yeah, shut up, Ian Miles Chong. No one asked you.
Shut up to that game weirdo.
Malaysian.
Got
But
him.
hey,
See?
real quick, Jeff, Sons and Shadows just rated us. So welcome,
shout
Raiders.
out.
Thank you, Jeff.
Hi.
Appreciate you, man.
you. Oh, so much. And thank you for paying more attention than me.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on it.
I'm a terrible solo producer. Shout out. Appreciate you guys so much.
Well, do you think that? All right, let's say that Elon Musk throws like $1 bajillion at creating a third party. Like, let's just think this out, right? Who do you think is going to join it? Like, there might be some people from the Republican Party that join, right? But they weren't true Republicans to begin with. But they actually might pull more from the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
over.
my thought was Manchin, and then the New York mayor who was going to be running as an independent against that Mom Johnny guy or whatever.
So the problem
Eric
is
Adams,
that if they're pulling more, it's not actually going to be from the Democratic Party, because once you get to the general election, they're going to have to side with the Democrats because they're not going to have enough support to actually make it on.
Yeah.
So they'll pull the log cabin Republicans who were already voting Democrat. They'll pull a couple of people from the Republican side, and it'll only be in the primaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Project people.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the gay pets.
Those people will no longer vote Republican. They'll vote third party. But then whenever it comes down to the general, they'll all vote Democrat because that's what they have. Their anti whatever Trumpism is.
There are many reasons why third parties don't work, and one is because the system is rigged against them.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a reason they don't work. They don't let you in the debates and stuff like that. Yep. Like even Bernie Sanders, in his own party, they rigged it against him. And they extra rig it, the two-party system, the uniparty. There's a reason it's a two-party system, uniparty, because they rig it against everybody else. Yeah. So I don't know what he's going to accomplish.
Nothing.
He just ends up dividing and conquering and doing the less work for him, which is a lot of people's replies are basically, bro, you're smart. I love so much what you're doing, but why are you being a fucking retard right now?
Well, just wanting to think it out though, it unfolds in my head in the way that it actually hurts Democrats more and actually strengthens the Republicans.
I think that it could in the primaries, but by the time they get to the generals, that's where you get the cohesion with the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because they didn't form a party for something, they formed a party against something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's usually how that goes.
Because we keep talking about how the polls are lower than ever for the Democratic Party, and I think people are feeling politically homeless. And I think that this America Party might be somewhere that they can go because Trump isn't there because they have TDS.
But if you feel disenfranchised in politics, you're not going to feel enfranchised by voting for a useless third party that does nothing. Exactly. You're just disenfranchised by a new party.
Right. Keep in mind that these are a bunch of idiots. They just want to be mad about something, and they're going to try to want to be a part of something.
The DNC and the RNC control everything, and they will
people
not
that
allow
would join don't know that is what I'm saying. So
no,
it'll get traction, but nowhere near anywhere to make a actual impact anywhere.
Yeah, no, it would definitely get traction, but it would basically end up because they're forming a party against something and not for something, because that's what this whole thing was birthed from. It doesn't matter what they say. It was birthed from Elon being upset. So it's against Trump. And whenever you form a party against something, it never goes anywhere. It dies on the wire.
Every time someone says red wave incoming, it never happens. So we should probably stop saying it.
To see a red wave, the closest we got was this alleged this mandate that we had, and it's not feeling very mandatey these days.
No.
I could make a joke about a red wave, but you boys would get disgusted, so I'm not going to.
I was excited to help be part of a midterm red wave, and then they keep doing crap like this. And then Elon, he gets frustrated with it, and then he ends up becoming part of the problem. Trump slams trainwreck Musk for creating a new political party. He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The system seems not designed for them. The one thing third parties are good at is for the creation of complete and total disruption and chaos. And we have enough of that with the radical left Democrats, who have lost their confidence and their minds. Republicans, on the other hand, are a smooth-running machine that just passed the biggest bill of its kind in the history of our country. Barely passed it. It's not a smooth running machine. You are literally trying to you got one dude to retire from a threat of primary, and then you're going after Thomas Massey to primary. That's not a smooth running machine.
No. That's cope. That's Trump coping. Because that's not what the situation was at all. That's not what it is. The Republican Party and that bill included is a mishmash of people who fucking hate each other that said, okay, fine. That's all it was. That's all it ever is. And our government was designed to stop shit like that from happening. But because we now just pass omnibus bills, I guess that's what we get. But we were never supposed to do that. Our government was designed to be a stopgap. And to be nope, this is stupid. Oh, you want to propose this to be a law? This is dumb. Everybody else said no, it can't happen. Nothing changes.
Well, guess who you can thank for that? 20th century progressives.
I know.
White women. ABF, look like you had thoughts?
They had
well, just looking at David's super chat there.
Yeah, I'm getting David is QAnon posting again. I'm getting a little worried. Y'all are being gaslit on purpose. The trap is set. Fuck, you finally caught on. Red wave incoming. 2026 is the big reveal, which that's very like QAnon talk. 2028 for Vance 2 terms. That's crazy. QAnon told me that Trump's going to run for a 3rd term, obviously.
So I want the Republicans to win overwhelmingly in the midterms, and I hope that we get JD Vance as our next president after that. But I can't help but think that competition is usually good, right? Because then both sides have to work their hardest. And right now, the Democratic Party is so weak that we can just kind of just like sit out in the field and pick daisies. And I feel like that's what's happening now.
When we should be throwing like Brennan in jail.
People should be sweating and working their ass off to be better than the other. And they're just not doing that.
I do like that aspect.
We're playing middle school t-ball.
In UK politics, Reform UK, Nigel Farage's party absolutely gang stomped the Tories, the Conservative Party, for a very long time. Created it, absolutely stomped them. But the Nigel Farage has lots of problems. Kicked out Rupert Lowe, who's actually quite based and actually giving, wants to give the constituents what they want, while Nigel Farage is a little more moderate and very narcissistic. And so he's like, well, I'm going to start my own little thing, his own party. But it's not an actual party that's going to be trying to compete against Reform UK. Essentially, it just gets a bunch of members. They let the members vote. And then essentially they they try to find out what the public wants and then use that to essentially force the conservatives to actually be conservative, like a stalking horse sort of situation, an actual try to light that fire on them. I like that. Now, if Elon wants to try to do that and do more of like lobbying, like an American party to lobby like Republicans to actually do what they say they're going to do, that makes sense. I like that. That would be a good use of his money. But that doesn't seem like what he's going for, sadly.
No. Like he would be better off like picking politicians or actually like headhunting for politicians and then getting them to run for office and trying to primary them or create new.
Seems like that's what he's going to do. And since he has to stay focused, he's going for the big boy, which would be a senator. But it's also the big boy, so that one it's going to be hard to get a third party senator.
And I saw that
like Bernie.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that point that he put out there that he only needs like 2 or 3 senators to actually make huge waves because, when the vote is that split anyways, you could just have a couple of people jam up everything. So,
well, keep in mind,
Fabian's up in here.
Trump that we're talking about is a Democrat. He's a
classic liberal.
Democrat. Yeah, but he was so now we're at the point of fighting on, like, I don't even think Trump's a classic liberal. He's just he's a 90s Democrat.
He's a moderate.
He's a classic liberal if you take away like a couple things, essentially.
Well, he's a classic he's a populist. Like,
Yep.
But again, we're now the Overton window have moved so far that we're fighting Democrat versus the Democrat Party. And everybody has taken the side of Democrat or, classic liberal if you take away a couple of things. But there's not 2 political parties anymore. We're still fighting on the left. Me being a right-leaning person.
Yeah, no, we came closer to the middle. I wouldn't say we're left. We came closer to the middle, but
I think
things generally don't move to the right ever.
Right. And I think that Trump came closer to the middle as well.
Yeah, a lot of people need Jesus.
But he's our stalwart now. Like he's our main battle defense against everything. And it's like I want to take things and that's so much farther than Trump does.
Trump versus Elon's third party. Third party is absolutely useless. But once Trump's out of office and we only got some weak Republicans, we got JD Vance, a few other good people. Third party might actually be able to do a bit more. Jess, your thoughts on the America Party?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Jessica.
You're Jess.
I had a moment. I was just like, I'm spacing out. No, I think it's stupid. It's like, what are you doing? Have you not looked at history and what these third parties have? I mean,
literally,
people who try to create them. It's like they never fucking worked.
Just ask Grok, bro. Literally, all you had to do.
There's that we currently have something like 10 parties in the United States, and they're not able to get anywhere.
Oh my
it's not
God.
a third.
The
party.
Libertarian Party is the only one that can actually show up on the charts, and it's even way down there, like 1%,
3%.
They call themselves independent.
Alrighty. Moving on to the crazy ass Democrats. Democrat lawmakers say voters threatening blood, violence over Trump agenda. We've been following the polls, and they really hate the Democrats because the Democrats aren't doing enough to stand against the Trump agenda. That's why we got Hakeem Jeffries' insane filibuster before the big beautiful bill. Because it doesn't matter. Just do something. Gavin Newsom, quick. Sue Fox News, quick. Just do something. And the reason they have to do something is now Axios is being told by Democrats that their constituents really want them to do something. And there's a sense of fear and despair and anger. And basically, if the Democrats don't do anything, then they're willing to go get shot confronting ICE agents, and they want blood, and they're bloodthirsty. And 4 hours after that reporting, the Democrats got bloodthirsty. So I assume you guys heard about this. Texas man killed after ambushing Border Patrol agents with a rifle and tactical gear. Literally, stormed the building or whatever.
Yep.
But then there's attempted murder charges against 10 who allegedly ambushed ICE agents in Texas. They just released this. There were this was also July 4th. There were 2 fucking attacks.
I actually DM'd Hayden about this because we mentioned this on my live stream, and we were talking about different shootings, but we thought there was only one, because how crazy would that have been to have that similar? But they were separate events. It was crazy.
Where people got shot in the neck.
Yeah.
Wild. And it happens.
And the context to that was we were talking about Hassan, and Hassan was kind of inciting violence. So
100%. That was my first thought when I saw these was, some Hassan enjoyers. Great. So they are activating, and they didn't get their No King situation. So I think they're just going full-blown terrorism mode. AOC and Buttigieg, I genuinely, just like in 2020, where they had to cycle through all the retards, and they ended up with Joe Biden at the top, and then they cycled through all the retards back to Joe Biden at the top, and then only one person stayed at the bottom the entire time, Kamala Harris, sucking everyone's dick. And so Buttigieg is ridiculous and polls decent, but at some point Buttigieg will be the top, and they'll go through him, and eventually, once Jasmine Crockett says something really stupid, then eventually AOC will probably be up there at some point too.
The one we're discounting is Gavin Newsom, and they also have what's his name, Shapiro out of Pennsylvania.
But he has one thing wrong with him.
His Jewish last name.
Yeah.
I don't think the Democrats are going to be a fan of that. No.
Yeah.
Paladin and
But like I said, that's their bench.
Independent like El Cid?
Yeah,
they have no bench. Part. That's why it's literally the Republicans to lose, and we really, really don't need Elon Musk starting a third party. I had heard about this before I talked about it, I believe on a stream. It was before we even had the political stream, which, by the way, this is episode 26, so we are officially half a year worth of political stream. Let's fucking
Is it 26? Really?
It's 26.
That's crazy.
We've been doing it for half a year now.
Wow.
So I talked about how a bunch of Mexicans in Mexico City were tired of all the Americans coming and living there and then just working online, still working for American companies, but go move to Mexico City for the cheap cost of living. But then they were gentrifying everything, raising the prices of everything. So all of the Mexicans were really pissed about all the immigrants raising prices. And now they are protesting Mexico City
I heard about this
by anti-American protest, and the irony is not lost. Speak Spanish or get out of here. Kill a gringo.
I hate that title of this article because it's not rocked by American protest. It's the people that were here illegally left, went to Mexico, and now they're ravaging Mexico just like they were ravaging us.
Well, the situation is Airbnb. Someone, I don't know, I may have just been Jew obsession, but was saying that the president had made some deal with like Airbnb.
What?
So essentially, a lot of these homes and buildings are getting turned into Airbnbs for all the Americans to come live here. And then that's causing, you know, like gentrification problems where people are getting run out, not being able to afford anything. Apparently, Airbnb is part of the problem as well.
But
So it's all of the yuppies coming for the low cost of living into Mexico, and then gentrifying, and then all the white people are like, but I'm an ally, while they yell, kill a gringo. Yes, Aiden?
well, I was gonna say, just think about this though. Like, how many illegals have we had self-deport, and where do you think they're stopping? They're stopping.
Well, that
in
might
Mexico.
be part of it, but no, that's.
I know that's
might
not
be
what the
part of
article's
it,
about, but
but
I think
this has been a problem for a while. Like, I think I reported on it it had been over 6 months ago. There are a lot of foreigners, namely Americans, coming to live here. Many say it's xenophobia, but it's not. It's just that so many foreigners are coming here. Rents are skyrocketing because of Airbnb. Rents are so high that some people can't even pay anymore. It's not xenophobia, bro. I agree.
It's the
Deport
same
them
problem
all.
we had in America.
Yeah, that is happening in America as well. And, you know, it's actually hurting the hotel industry a bit too, because people are choosing to stay at Airbnbs instead of hotels. And
Yeah.
I work in the hotel industry, so I hear all those conversations from executives. So,
Interesting.
yeah, things are changing.
Things are changing. Homeland Security saw someone say, pay taxes, learn Spanish, respect my culture. And they just said, oh. And then they followed it up with another one. I really like this idea. If you're in the United States illegally and wish to join the next protest in Mexico City, use the CBP Home app to facilitate your departure.
Yeah, that'll make it easy.
Well done, Homeland Security. I never thought like Homeland Security would be an account that I enjoyed following because of all their baseness and their memes.
I
love
the
me some Homeland
memeing
Security now.
That
The
the U.S. government is doing so much memeing right now. Like, I fucking love it.
And the left doesn't know how to meme, so they don't understand what's happening, and they can't replicate it.
Mm-hmm. It's so great.
100% correct. It's the Republicans to lose. 100% agreed. And what's the biggest way they can make their constituents happy? Deport. This is a Los Angeles park, MacArthur Park. Mayor Karen Bass. This is footage from today in MacArthur Park. Minutes before, there were more than 20 kids playing. Then the military comes through. The military. The second I heard about this, I went to the park to speak to the person in charge to tell them it needed to end now. Absolutely outrageous. And then all of the locals were in the reply saying, bitch, you let MS-13 take that park over years ago? It's literally just gang members selling drugs to kids. What are you doing?
That was a Karen, huh? Going out there complaining. Wow.
You know what I would tell her? I would say this is what happens when you don't remove non-citizens from the census.
Yeah.
Yes, amongst many other things. And so, yeah. Well, okay. Well, Jessica, a lot of white women, they would see this and they'd be like, no, but them precious human rights. Look, they're riding the horse. They're riding the horses through the park.
Who cares? Trample those fuckers. I don't give a shit.
There were 20 children. 20 children were playing.
Move out of the fucking way.
They were playing soccer with the skull. You don't want them to play soccer with the skull?
They can just go off and those kids aren't. The parents of those kids sold them off to the cartels. You think they care? About
Was Karen Bass not indicted today?
Jesus.
So here's the 20 kids playing. By the way. I hope I can show everything in this video. Yeah, this is the 20 kids playing in the park that you saw.
Oh yeah, kids, huh?
Erwin, some of those kids were just trying to take a nap on the bench.
Fentanyl-induced nap. Yes.
Each other vaccines.
Allegedly. Also, I know how to defeat those horses. By the way, just put rainbows on the ground.
Yeah, then they won't step on them. They'll be scared.
Okay, we quickly got to get to it because. Yeah, they're getting rid of all those queer sidewalks. So,
yay!
But not yay, Jess. So we've all seen Bukele's. Oh wait, no, hold on. We've all seen Bukele's Supermax prison, and the way they get taken in, and they're treated like fucking animals, like they deserve to be treated, and they're like, oh, yes, sir, and they're like, get yourself, bitch. And it's like, oh, yes, criminals being treated like criminals. Yay. Except he complained like, oh, he got tortured. Oh, they were so mean to us. So then Bukele is like, well, no, here's videos of them. And I do not like how easy they have it. Why is he eating chips, watching drinking a Gatorade in normal ass clothes? This is the Supermax prison. Oh, let's see if I can get back to it. This is it.
What the hell is this?
I want these people hung upside down and like bloodletted and like hit with a.
This is like the
cattle
prison that mustache man, Austrian mustache man was put in the.
He gets more health care than I do.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Oh,
Jesus.
just wait. Okay, so yeah, routine health check, and
Jesus
then it
H.
gets
Christ.
fish farming program, sports and recreational activities. Oh, just wait. Oh, here they're all just chilling out. Let's see. Oh, they got a fucking soccer field, guys, and then sports. Oh, they're playing chess. What the fuck? I want to go. How much does it cost to visit this resort?
Listen, I'll say this.
Mental.
The best
wellness
vacation I've
activities,
ever
Hayden.
had in my life was the week that I spent in rehab. And it was very similar because I was not allowed to leave, but I had tons of recreational activities to be able to do.
Like I want,
And if that's prison, take me to prison.
Give them one chair. Everything else is filled with water and alligators, and they have to stand on the one chair.
Do they get your kind of bat or one? Do they get?
And then the guards come by and they take their bats and they push the chair and try to knock him off and laugh when he falls off.
Wait, Irwin, we're handing out emotional support Grogu's, right?
Oh, emotional support green fucker.
It's a human right, ABM.
Listen, I had smoke breaks. I had art time like 3 times a week. I had just a bunch of recreational times, a couple of times that I was able to just hang out, and I got to wear the grippy socks and walk around the building, and you know, it was
the
best vacation I've ever had.
Up, and I want parrots pecking at him and rats trying to eat his eyeballs. That is what I want for these criminals. Why are they living a better, more fulfilled life than me? What the fuck?
Yep.
Public executions for everyone.
I know.
Why?
Bring
Why
back
am I paying
public
for
executions.
criminals to live better than me?
Can we do a what is it? Petition.org where you write the petition to the US government and just bring back public executions?
Yeah, those petitions always do things.
Now,
I'm saying Squid Game. Squid Game 3. I was saying it. I want Squid Game 3. I
No,
don't want them
I think my idea is the best. Death race. Get a bunch of mechanic criminals to build cars with machine guns on them.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with
ABF.
that.
Why does this guy have a large knife?
They're making ceviche, so they're cutting up limes, and they're going to be putting some fish or shrimp in there, and it'll chemically cook and be delicious.
Jesus.
Is this a fucking senior citizen? Is this a retirement home? What is going on?
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, where we just nuke the United States and just everybody has to deal with the consequences, and because we're fucked.
No, Hayden. No, Hayden. We're not going to nuke the whole United States.
Can we nuke
Is that chow mein?
At least?
Can
Yeah.
we nuke?
It looks
No.
delicious.
Okay,
And then they got
sure.
their
We can nuke the
Coca-Cola.
prison in
They got
Minecraft.
these nice little wooden tables and whatnot. These beautiful ass little benches.
Let me guess. They went to wood carving class and they built them themselves.
No, I'm so the reason that I brought up my
go.
The reason I brought up my little rehab stint was because it was supposed to be torturous, and I got smoke breaks, had art class, it was like being back in school. I just had classes that I went to and shit, and that's exactly what these guys are doing. So my rehab
This is Maryland
stint,
Man.
It
So
was
fucking real.
This is a vacation.
Wow.
Look
It's
at
Maryland
their
Man.
faces. They're not unhappy to be there. That's the best they've ever lived in their fucking life. They're provided with everything that they want, and it should not be that way.
Correct.
because CNN keeps reporting how mistreated everybody is, so they got to go through extra lengths, and we end up just pampering them.
How do I get to their prison?
Make
Erwin,
criminals suffer again. Yes.
If you've renounced your citizenship and then let me report you, then you can go.
Yeah, Erwin, identify as a Mexican.
If Gucci needs a little vacation, we can report him.
Yeah, we could use him as a test subject to see if you want to do it.
Yeah, let's see how the food, how he handles the food.
Yeah, like a out of gulag review from Gooch.
Oh no!
Well, a lot of like women in Europe, they're trying to go to convents so they can go have like a vow of silence. Like women are going back to wanting to have a functioning society. It's really great, but they can't. All the convents are like booked up. So eat, pray, love down in El Salvador's Supermax prison. Just throwing it out there.
I'm just going to say the one woman who she wrote the best book on why it was a terrible thing for women to be included in the workforce. It was actually Elizabeth Warren. She wrote a book called The Two Income Trap, and how it caused the wages to be cut in half because it doubled the workforce. She wrote a phenomenal book and then apparently forgot everything that she fucking wrote in that book.
Wow.
Yeah, she runs the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So if you're not feeling very protected as a consumer, she's the one to blame. Jury dropping a 2. Poor Gooch couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Wait, what? Oh yeah.
You would love it.
No, he'll get picked up by Border Patrol, and he'll just be like, "Sorry,
sorry."
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I didn't mean to be here.
So I wanted to go through this more, but sadly we don't have time. Revenge of Transportation head Sean Duffy wronged by a lesbian and a gay man, banning rainbow crosswalks. So this is from a gay dude. So I didn't realize that Sean Duffy was a frat boy on MTV's Real World Boston.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I specifically remember him pouting when the lesbian in the house wouldn't fall for his bro-y charm or his nauseating come-ons. And then Pete Buttigieg was his predecessor. So because he got turned down by a lesbian and his predecessor was a gay man,
he just started banging dudes?
No, that is why he is banning rainbow crosswalks. He's mad that the lesbian didn't fall for him, and he's jealous that Pete Buttigieg was like the bestest or something.
Oh, damn.
Revenge against the lesbian who rejected him on reality TV. Revenge against the gay man who outshone him on the job he now holds. And how does that revenge play out? Not in fixing roads or rails, but in a national letter writing campaign asking governors to ban rainbow crosswalks. Not for safety, not for infrastructure, not progress, just spite. Pure and simple, and paved with hate. Hayden, sound like you had thoughts?
Yeah, no, the rainbow crosswalk thing is a stupid ideological move,
and distractions.
To ban them is a great idea, because we can't be putting people in jail over doing a burnout on a rainbow crosswalk.
Kids, teenagers.
Yep.
And so this is on Yahoo News. When you go to view comments, the comments are also passionate. ABF, were you saying something?
I was going to say, when the government wastes your money, which they usually waste your money, but when they waste your money on things this useless, that's how inflation is created, because you're spending money on absolutely nothing.
Yep.
We got a clip.
And why are there donuts everywhere?
Lana did that.
Do you want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
Is how you get ants. First comment, thank you, media, for inventing a cheap political message from a neutral and universally used safety convention. I am a civil engineer, and the continental uniformity of precautionary pavement markings as outlined in the MUTCD is essential in providing motorists with instant awareness of conditions requiring special attention, in this case, pedestrians. By complicating the markings, momentary and perhaps fatal confusion can ensue.
Listen, I'm just going to say I hate engineers. That guy's a retard, but he's absolutely correct whenever he says that. You shouldn't be changing the white stripes on the road to a rainbow color, because Worst case scenario, nobody knows what that means. Best case scenario, people think that means Florida.
Well, isn't it offensive to colorblind people also to put the rainbow down?
No, what the heck?
So-
What
You
is it
can
called?
only see a couple
What
of
is
the
the name
colors.
for being?
This guy's like, it's not confusing. Will we be forced to drape our lamppost in regulation white? Will Black History Month banners be labeled too visually confusing? Will autumn leaf displays require approval?
No.
Holy
because they're not.
Stoplights.
Sometimes I want to
Colorful
say
stoplights.
things, and I
I
can't.
know.
But stoplights are colorful. They have colors. That's literally what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Very specific
You know
colors
what?
that are only for those specific things. Yeah.
I'll say this: as someone with astigmatism, stoplights are offensive to me.
Oh, Hayden.
They
Are
all
you
have a bright
serious?
glow.
And
I
the
can't see what's
colorblind people.
happening.
Oh, Hayden.
That I can't see whenever I'm driving through stoplights. I have astigmatism. The light, it makes me unable
Wow,
to see anything.
Hayden. Okay.
So let's get rid of them completely.
Okay,
up,
Hayden. We'll get rid of them just for you.
Shout out, Ben.
Yes,
Appreciate
Jess.
the
Are you
20
not
days.
detecting the sarcasm?
Oh, is that what you want?
Yup.
Because that's how you get ants.
Yay.
He's not wrong. So the argument essentially that this gay makes is that the rainbow crosswalks are good because it lets all the gays know that they're seen, that the city sees them, that tiny little minority can feel seen. So my thought is, how about we do Christ is King crosswalks as well? Thoughts on Christ is King crosswalks, so that way the Christians in the community can feel seen?
Every stripe needs to be a cross. I like it.
Yeah, how about that? Just make it a cross. There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
And it'll really be a crosswalk. Get it? Crosswalk.
Yeah.
Dang.
Now there's thinking outside the box. Just like the German authorities. Outrages. German anti-groping poster targets white women. This is what we're ending on. I have so many stories from Germany every week, and I have to get rid of them. So all of the Syrians and Afghanistanis who have some weird religion that I'm not allowed to talk about that's to blame for all of this.
No, you mean German citizens.
So they go into Germany, they don't adapt to the culture, and then they grope all of the women in the pool. And it's a serious problem. So they want to put some warning signs up about how you shouldn't grope in pool. So they have a white woman grope a little Muslim boy.
And look at his leg. Go back.
Yes,
and look
a
at his
handicapped.
leg. He's a handicapped guy.
His Somali pirate. She gropes
dare.
a Somali pirate boy.
How dare ableist?
You got white boy attacking the Muslim girl who's not wearing her hijab, and if a Muslim girl's not wearing her hijab, her culture says you're allowed to assault her. And then you got two boys pushing the little, and then you got a white man going after a black woman or something. So none of them are Muslim men assaulting German women, which is the problem. Instead, white people.
I'll say this.
Are the problem.
And then I'll hand it off to whoever wants to take it. I'm not allowed in that country anyway. I don't give a fuck what they do.
All right, Scooby. I'll say that's our last one. We will be getting out of
Hey,
here.
Scooby.
Germany. Holy they're descending into the depths of tyranny. All of Europe is seriously struggling. They have a large lack of freedom these days. And holy crap, if we had Kamala, it's what we would be going through. So I'm going to keep trying to report on it because there, but for the grace of God, go we. And holy shit. Praying for you, Europe. Best of luck.
I just hope Germany lets me know when I'm allowed
They
again.
can go blow themselves up. Bye.
Yeah, I'm not saying after the Third World War we shouldn't let Germany ever have weapons again, but we should probably consider it. ABF, anything you wanted to plug?
Yeah, I just Gooch is here now, and I wanted to let him know about that resort that we were talking about. That we're gonna have him visit for us. So he said he's interested.
I don't ever recognize him. He's got the new. Yeah, I don't ever recognize him. Yeah, Gooch, it's this great place. Have you been to El Salvador? They've cleaned the crime up a bunch there. Because they have this new resort where they send all of the criminals. It looks great.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about checking it out. I'm also thinking about checking out ABF stream tomorrow at what time?
6 p.m. Eastern.
Let's go.
As in the form of a question.
7 Eastern. ABF.
It's 7 Eastern, but show up an hour early and wait in the chat.
4 in your heathen time. No, join us.
You. Don't
join
make
us on
fun
Badger
of our time.
Join us on Badger Stream, and then we will be raiding right into ABF. So you don't even have to worry about times.
That's true.
It's so
That
convenient.
is true. Yeah.
Hayden, you got any streams coming up tomorrow after
I don't
ABF
know.
stream?
I don't know what time I'm on anything because I drive between 2 different time zones.
Who
and
cares?
Times change.
You're going to be on the GCA.
Yeah.
Fuck the GCA stream.
Come on, Hayden.
I wait until everybody makes the fucking waiting room, and then I'm like, oh, it's in an hour. Okay.
Gooch did manage to see it tonight, so
Yeah, and it sounds like Badger did also.
He's not. Oh well, yeah, we already knew that, and then yeah,
I've seen a couple people say good things about it.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say I hadn't seen him. Okay, I hadn't seen him in a state of depression yet, but no, I. Just
And then Badger said something in chat about losing the bet.
Oh, so it's not. I thought he was 9 out of 10. Oh no. Jess, where can people find you ranting in chats?
Well, let me tell you what chats you can find me in. Geeks and Gamers chat or Jeremy's chat at D-Day Cobra. That's where you can find me screaming and yelling at people. Especially Jeremy. Can't read.
Are you still doing articles?
Yeah, for when there's stuff that is interesting, but as of late, no.
She's doing articles as often as I'm doing videos.
Who wants to read my stuff anyway? I derailed this whole stream. I'm sorry. I ruined it. Don't invite me ever. No, don't subscribe to my channel. It doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Just trying to sneak some extra compliments in.
Jess is just trying to flip the card table over right now.
Okay. And we are raiding into friend of the channel, Price of Reason Live. So instead of doing a big outro where everyone leaves, I'm just going to do a little AIDS BF, and you guys will go right into Price of Reason Live if you want some more politics. Really appreciate you all. Appreciate you being on here, Jess.
Thank you. Don't invite me back on because I'll just ruin it
You're
again.
so
I'm sorry.
ridiculous.
Yeah, we love it.
Everyone has